Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a potential big ice storm that's going to be impacting portions of the Mississippi Valley heading into the Ohio Valley, and this could also bring some snow with it, which could impact portions of northern Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Now, looking at the current weather forecast for today on Thursday, January 18th, 2024, we are going to be seeing some snow today across portions of southern Indiana going into Kentucky, and this goes throughout Virginia, Tennessee, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northern Georgia, portions of North Carolina and South Carolina could see some snow today, with also some mix in here, and this could lead to freezing rain across these areas in western Tennessee as well as eastern Tennessee. Could be seeing some freezing rain today, Kentucky, and that goes throughout Virginia as well for again potential freezing rain. This area will be seeing, and my mistake, this blue is not snow. This is mainly mixed precipitation and freezing rain. As you can see throughout this white shaded area, we do have another cold front that is going throughout the United States, and this is going to bring more colder temperatures throughout this weekend before it gets a little bit more warmer. But as you can see throughout this region, you will be seeing some snow throughout today, as we are going to see a little clipper system that might bring a couple inches of snow throughout this area, and we are going to see that lake effect snow as well that does continue in Buffalo, New York. You see those little gray shades, and that's heavy snowfall possible throughout the upstate New York and Buffalo, New York area. Also, portions of northwestern Indiana seeing some of that lake effect snow as well. We're also seeing a lot of mixed precipitation and more freezing rain happening across Washington and Oregon, as well as rain on the western side of that. So right now there's quite a bit going on in the United States, and could only escalate from here. Now, as we take a look at the GFS model, we have this snow system that is going throughout the Midwestern United States, and this is going to bring a little bit of snow for your Thursday and Friday across the Mid-Atlantic and the Midwest, and this could even go throughout the Northeast, which again you might see a little bit of snow as that kind of catches on with a low pressure system just off the coast, just off the East Coast. And as you head into your Saturday, it's going to be rather quiet for a little bit, but not for long. As you can see, we start to see some snow on the western side of the United States, with definitely some activity with precipitation and snow across the western half of the United States. And then we really start to see this ramp up throughout the overnight hours of Sunday into Monday, where we start to see a lot of heavy rain start to pop up across central Texas, and even freezing rain is starting to pop up here in Oklahoma and near the Dallas area. It's only really going to ramp up from here as you continue to see that heavy rain, and that freezing rain really starts to ramp up as it heads north. And as you're seeing here, this freezing rain is going to be impacting areas like Oklahoma City, Arkansas, Little Rock could see some freezing rain as well. This is definitely going to be a widespread freezing rain event that we are going to see early next week. And this will lead throughout Arkansas, Missouri, and then this heads into Illinois around the afternoon hours of Monday. And this freezing rain does continue as you head throughout the overnight hours of Monday into Tuesday. We are starting to see that snow ramp up as well, and potentially a severe risk. I wouldn't be surprised if down here, because you are going to see a lot of storms go throughout this area, which could bring some damaging winds and maybe some hail. As you can see, lots of Illinois, Indiana seeing a lot of freezing rain throughout Tuesday morning, and then that heavy snow really starts to ramp up across northern Illinois, northern Missouri, Iowa, and Wisconsin throughout early Tuesday morning. And then we start to head into the Tuesday at midday, and this snow really starts to ramp up in more areas of the Great Lakes and Michigan. Even New York and Pennsylvania is starting to see some of that snowfall, and this goes throughout the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, which brings even more freezing rain across Pennsylvania and New York. And this is where you will be seeing some snowfall across the New England area around midday of Wednesday, and that goes throughout your evening, which once again late next week, potentially more storms popping up across the south. Now look at the Euro run real quick. It definitely has that same situation of that snow popping off right after that freezing rain event. The Euro is not going to show much of this freezing rain as well as the GFS model, but as you can see, there is definitely freezing rain showing up here in the Euro run, and has a very similar storm shape to what we saw in the GFS model. And then looking at total freezing rain amounts, as you can see, starting down here in the Oklahoma and Texas border area, you are going to see an upwards of half an inch of freezing rain in some localized areas. And these freezing rain amounts can definitely be higher and lower in localized areas, since this is going to be kind of a sporadic freezing rain event. As you can see, you go over into Arkansas and Missouri, and this becomes a little more widespread ice cover, and I'm definitely not expecting this much ice, but JFS is definitely blowing this up a little bit. I do expect in anywhere in between a quarter of an inch and a half inch of ice here in southeastern Missouri and going throughout northern Arkansas. And then as you head throughout more of the Illinois area, most of central Missouri is seeing some very sporadic ice amounts. Again, some areas seeing lower ice amounts, some areas seeing a lot more heavier, which could cause a lot more power outages and tree damage. But more lower ice amounts, you're mainly just going to see slick roads and sidewalks, but that should be covered as long as you have a good system of salt trucks around the area. As you head throughout Illinois, this becomes a lot more widespread. As you can see, a lot of these areas seeing upwards of a tenth of an inch of ice. But again, some localized areas could see an upwards of a quarter of an inch of ice, and even higher than that with this potential of this ice storm. This goes also throughout Indiana, where you could see definitely a lot of slick areas. It's definitely a lot less major up here, while you're seeing more major ice amounts down here. But again, Ohio could definitely see a bit of ice as well, which could definitely cause slick roads, slick sidewalks. It could cause some power outages as well. This goes throughout Pennsylvania, where you could see definitely another big ice storm event across the northeastern Pennsylvania and southern New York, where you are going to see an upwards of a quarter of an inch of ice potential there as well. But this will change throughout the next few days, and we are going to get better model runs, because this is the GFS model, and this is known to change very rapidly, and this could, like tomorrow's run, this might not even be a thing. So, but I've been watching the models, and this has been pretty trending with this storm, especially with the Euro run and the GFS run. So I'm going to continue to watch this storm, and taking a look at the 10:1 ratio total snowfall. Based on the 10:1 ratio, you can see here we are going to see quite a bit of snowfall for northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, and southern Wisconsin, as well as Michigan, and across the New York area, going into Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island as well. But you could potentially see an upwards of 8 to 10 inches of snow in more of these pinkish areas. This goes throughout Michigan as well, in upwards of 8 to 10 inches of snow. Going throughout New York, again, a lot of these pink areas are going to see in upwards of 8 to 10 inches of snow. And then more of those bluer areas, you're going to see more in upwards of 4 inches. Lighter blues, mainly a dusting in upwards of 2 inches of snow. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and share it to any friends or family that may be impacted by this storm, as we do see another active week ahead for weather. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.